sweet girl. Reads me like a book. Never could keep anything from her.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Is there anything...
I'm all.
Goodbye.
I will not let you down, my boy. So many deaths.
Good evening.
And good evening.
Goodbye, Dr.
This hospital seems to be falling
You
apart.
always knew the words to calm
But in the
children.
circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. Good evening.
Goodbye, Mrs. Go.
I'm like a book.
Good evening.
I'm okay.
I have to...
Good evening, sir. Doctor. Calm the children, Ellen. As for me...
Good evening, Miss...
I need blood.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Goodbye.
Fear and disgust.
Good evening.
Evening.
Goodbye for now.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
I cannot enter.
Jonathan, at last.
Don't worry, Edgar. The reputation of Pembroke Hospital is secure. Sean Hampton was not the guilty party.
Is that true? Oh, good news. Good news indeed.
What do you know of the Ascalon Club?
Not as much as I would like. There have always been rumors about a secret society of vampires operating in the interests of the British Empire, though I've never met a member.
I crossed paths with one, a terrifying creature going by the name of Fergal. He was sent by the Ascalon Club to exterminate the Skulls of the East End.
By the stole, Jonathan. If vampires are eliminating their own progeny, then dark times are upon us. Darker than I've ever witnessed.
Do you think Lady Ashbury would know of them?
Jonathan, our beloved lady is not one for social dalliances, nor the assemblies of dark orders. She's a woman of superior taste and selective acquaintance.
What do you know of...
Not...
I found Harriet Jones. She's much the same old, embittered woman she was, only she's been made a Skull. Her transformation did not go well.
Incredible. Well, why not bring her here? We could learn so much by studying her condition. It would be fascinating.
I doubt that. She can barely move. Perhaps we could learn more about the degeneration of Skulls.
Perhaps. But she could also belong to a new species. We know so little of the laws that dictate vampire reproduction.
Were there any studies made by your order on the subject?
Not that I'm aware of. I will transmit your discovery to the Brotherhood's primate. He will be delighted.
Does the name Old Bridget ring any bells?
I've never heard of her. Why? A patient of ours? I must confess, I don't know them all.
No, it's just someone I recently met. A fascinating woman. I had thought that perhaps...
By the stole, Jonathan, you've met another vampire. I would appreciate an introduction, if that's the case.
A pleasure as always, Edgar.
Yes, John.
Don't worry.
Is that true?
It's locked. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
I'd like...
Wise choice, Doc.
It is good to see you again.
I'm better than one might expect, Lady Ashbury. Dr. Swansea has asked me to investigate the recent disturbances in the hospital, caused by skulls.
Really? What do you mean?
I discovered the most intriguing skull. An elderly woman answering to the name of Old Bridget, and a man who helps them remain hidden in London.
Old Bridget? Peculiar name. I've never heard of her.
According to Old Bridget, skulls can lead a peaceful existence like us. They are even able to nourish themselves by feeding on corpses and the flesh of the dead.
How vile. Please, Jonathan, let's change the subject.
Skulls of London have gone into hiding. Both mortals and immortals plot their extermination.
Yes. Skulls are the orphans of the Vampire Society. They are the shame of their genitors, a disgrace to the vampire that created them.
There is something ominous closing around me, Lady Ashbury. Something spies upon me from the shadows. Something cruel and wicked.
Whatever do you mean, Jonathan?
If Sean Hampton and Harriet were not the guilty parties, then who? I saw the bodies and the blood.
Your rebirth has not gone unnoticed, Jonathan. Be extremely careful. If you get in the way of an immortal's plans...
Do you suspect someone?
I don't know, Jonathan. I steer clear of vampire politics, especially whilst hunters roam the city's streets.
Goodbye for now, my lady.
He's dead!
How are you, boy? Have you...
That's crack.
Do you need a...
I'm alright, but if you fancy giving me...
Do you need a...
I'm alright, but if you...
Goodbye, young... Good evening, Ben.
I'm afraid...
You don't...
No, thank you.
Good evening, Mike.
You look ill.
I have no doubt it will.
Well, there you have it. Take this remedy, but be discreet. It may damage your business otherwise.
Thank you.
I'd like to see what kind of...
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
If I could get some working.
Welcome back.
Show me what... Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Doc.
Yes?
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Do you need some...
I am...
Goodbye, Mr.
Yes?
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Fancy bar.
You never... Right then.
You again?
Have you recent...
She's due.
Can I...
Keep your medicine.
There is a thin line between pride and stupidity, sir. Please, take this medication. You'll feel better.
All right.
Good. Good evening, Harry.
Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So,
I'm not...
do you need...
I'm feeling up.
Good.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Give you another beating, Barrett.
Good evening, Chris.
Change your mind?
Do you need...
Your money?
Goodbye.
But the punishment of a divine will.
Good evening.
It's Father Whitaker.
Don't you...
Faith gives me your...
No doubt your faith will prevail. But let me give you some extra...
Blessed be your...
Don't you...
I've been to...
I have...
The walls of your home will not protect you. There is no protection against malevolence and trickery. Would you like me
I'm cheap and I'm...
Good evening, Doc.
Do you need...
Save your time for...
Good. Hello again, miss. You don't seem... Good evening.
And good evening to...
Do you need...
Do you have...
Did you know that...
No, I didn't. Guilty.
I'll leave...
Steady, boys! Got one in the head. Oh my god!
Good evening, sir. It's me again.
Leave me alone, I say, whoever you are.
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone. Let me enter, sir. I swear I mean you no harm.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman. All right, Doctor, come on in. What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour? So what is the name of my nocturnal visitor?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. As I already explained to you, I'm inquiring about the epidemic.
Dr. Reed? The eminent surgeon? My God, I'd never have expected a brilliant physician like you to knock on my door.
You flatter me, sir.
No, sir, I am flattered. I read all your work when I still had my sight. I loved it. I'm Mason Swanborough, by the way.
And what else have you learned about me, Mr. Swanborough?
I know you assisted Professor Carrel in France, and that you invented a new blood transfusion method based on his work.
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yes, the thrill of research and discovery. This is what drives people like us, Dr. Reed. Oh, how I envy you.
You seem unwell, sir.
Actually,
Yes. I can give you a little something that has been proven effective.
Thank you, Doctor.
Does someone take care of you in this isolated place?
My sister Loretta and I have our daily routine. Every morning and evening she comes by so we can talk and eat. Then she leaves and I stay.
Do you not appreciate your sister's visits?
Loretta is the best and worst thing that happened to me. And I believe she could say the same thing about me.
Where does your sister go?
Well, let's just say, She earns enough money for us both.
What's so amusing about that?
I won't hide the truth from you. Loretta sells a fake miracle elixir to the sick people of Whitechapel.
Have you heard anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I think I've heard my sister talk about her. I wasn't paying much attention, though.
Do you know Braille, Mr. Swanborough?
I'm no expert, but I learned it in my spare time, yes. Why?
I found a strange document entitled Cure for Blindness. It's written in Braille, so I thought perhaps it was yours.
Really? Is that some kind of sick joke? Let me see.
Here it is.
This letter seems authentic. And it actually refers to an experimental cure for blindness. You have piqued my interest, Dr. Reed.
Could it be of any use to you?
No. This page is just a part of a larger diary. I'd be glad if you could find the other pages.
You seem...
I'm fine.
Good.
Tell me, how do you see the world these days?
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people? It's locked, all right.
Wandering in this part of town. You're either brave or a fool.
You again?
Good.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
You again?
Cheap price. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Goodbye.
Cheap price. Fancy buy.
You never... Do you...
I guess what she does for...
Do you need...
To be honest...
I don't quite agree, but I won't argue with you.
Really? Free?
Goodbye.
Fancy bar.
You never... Do you need help?
I only...
Good.